So there's been a lot of commotions on the war in Iran with the U.S., politics, assassinations from Donald Trump, all that all that stuff. And the problem with this is that's the reason you're poor, or one of the major reasons you are poor and stagnant. Because you are giving these things you have no control over basically access to your brain almost, because you are putting in time, energy, and effort, like looking into this shit. You're spending the time to basically look into the news, down these rabbit holes. For what? You can't control it. And then in your own little way you can. You can do like your little protests and shit, but what's that gonna do? It's not gonna do anything. So in order to be successful or at a faster rate, you must ignore these things, you know? Because as humans, we like to know what's going on in the world. We like to know stuff because we want to feel safe, like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? But here's the thing. You can't control it. You can't control whether or not Donald Trump gets assassinated. You can't control the war in Iran. So why care about it? It's stupid. You know, people are stupid. It's the case. But then there's an argument like, well, you have to be educated. Well, why? Why do you have to be educated if it isn't gonna do anything for you? And throughout my entrepreneur career over the past, I don't know, 8 months ish from when I started this channel, I have not watched a single piece of news once. No, if like my dad was watching it for a split second, and then, yeah, but the point stands. And matter of fact, when I was before October, so late October of 2025, I was really into politics, because I saw it as a vehicle to escape my current painful situation. I used that the politics to as basically like a coping mechanism for my lack of success for like money wise, because I would blame the left. I was like, oh, it was the left why we're not poor. It's stuff like that. And when I was doing this course, links in the description, 6 week, it's free. You can click it if you want to change your life, but that's besides the point. And when I started doing that program, there was this one lesson that was about like politics are stupid, or like it wasn't that, but like he was talking about how it doesn't matter, how it's still your fault. And I actually have another video on how it's all your fault. You want to check that out. And yeah, it's all your fault. You can't control whether or not all this shit happens, so why care about it? And yeah, and again, I forgot, I was a bit of a side tangent, but before October, so around September ish, around August ish, I was really into politics, yeah? And I was into this guy, Charlie Kirk, I'm sure you know about him. And then around the time where he got, you know, stopped living, I was devastated. It was like, oh, it was them liberals. It was the left. And it was right. But what the hell was I gonna do? He was unalive in some faraway state, like thousands of miles away, and I was in the Midwest. I was a 15-year-old. Yeah, it was before my birthday. My birthday was around that time. I was a 15-year-old in the middle of the Midwest. In some suburban place trying to learn how to become successful, not really, and doing. Well, how the hell would I do anything? Let alone the bodyguards or stuff. So this brings back to the point where it just doesn't matter. You are one human out of 8 billion people. you, unless you had like something like in your head telling you what to do to stop stuff and like become like, I don't know, some fortune teller that could see every possible outcome, you have no idea. You have no control over the. So why worry about it? Let the stress go away. It's too much. It's just a coping mechanism for your painful situation. That's all it is. That's all politics is and news. That's all it is. It's to keep you scared. So you just, because you want to feel safe and learning about this. What you gonna do about it? That's the thing. It's one thing to learn about something, but if you don't actually apply it, then what's the point? If you learn about the war in Iran, okay, great. What are you gonna do? You're still gonna wake up, eat shit food, drive, go to work, come back, watch the news, get all scared, eat more shit food, just cope, blame the Iranians, blame the left, blame anything but you. And then rinse and repeat. Wouldn't you know it? The war in Iran ends. Maybe, I don't know, just nothing happens, It doesn't happen. And the only time you should be watching news if it affects your, like, entrepreneur. So, like, if it was like a new state tax or something, like, if it was something like that, it's either it would affect your business. That would be the only exception to not watching the news. Okay? So, yeah, I thought I wanted to make this quick little video about how watching the news makes you bored. And, yeah, hope you had a nice video. And if you want to stop watching the news and make some money online, link is in the description. Made by a guy named Charlie Morgan. He's pretty smart because he made money online. And I know you want to do that. So, link in the description. And, yeah, hope you like my video.